and you've heard Godfred Yeboah there. The position he espouses is that, yes, his client had an order. In fact, he had some clearance and permission by the courts to travel to see an eye specialist. He was on his way, and then he was arrested, essentially put in this application today to have the courts compel the BNI to produce him. And he has said that while he was Attorney General, he never actually prevented anyone from, when the courts gave permission for the person standing trial to travel for whatever reason. And I want to find out your thoughts on this particular matter.
Okay, yeah. So, Mr. Okansi, I think that, to be fair, Mr. Adame should not refer to his conduct whilst he was in office when dealing with Hanan'S case. Otherwise, then he's digging up all the dead bodies, right? I mean, I am one practical or one concrete example, okay, of a lawyer who was in a case in which Dame opposed DCOP Dr. Benjamin Agojo's travel. He was traveling to go and do training. At that time, there was the coup plotters case. That's the Republic versus MacPam and then 9 others. ACP, well now DCOP Agojo, was prevented from traveling. So Governor Dame need not say he never did. Agojo is alive. You can interview him. They opposed it, and Governor Dame was in that case. So let's see. This is the difference. I'm not giving ultimate responsibility to Governor Dame because he was Attorney General. But the case is that he was actually lawyer in the case. He was leading the prosecution as well. He was in that case, the Agojo case. So it's not just ultimate responsibility because he was Attorney General, but he was in that case. And they opposed Agojo's application to travel. All right? If they had agreed, the trial judge would have found it difficult to grant, to refuse, because then it would have been looking all that, the trial judges, the 3 judges, they would have found it almost impossible to refuse. Okay, so he shouldn't be referred. When I heard it, I cringed. I was like, oh, Godfrey Dame is giving an opportunity for people to constantly bring up his conduct. And of course, what he's complaining about relates to fair trials. And so the second point is that the infamous Japa tape comes to play.
Satia sama oye lawyer Martin Kpebu orakache oye Godfrey Dame and the Orusu, simply because they have picked up the clients. They have picked up the clients. Oye Hanan Abdul Wahab Adiluba were airport at the time he was traveling out of this country. Yes. Also, court has given him the permission to go and seek medical treatment. But when the Attorney General thought to the look, hey, we cannot allow him to go. BNI and the National Security arrested him at Accra International Airport. Yankota Godfred Dame Yeboah is making noise. He's crying. He has forgotten, and he's complaining. He's crying that his client has been stopped from traveling for medical treatment. Mr. Godfred Dame's credibility as a deputy attorney general, his credibility as deputy attorney general, does he think that we have short memories? Not all Ghanaians have short memories. Your conduct as a deputy attorney general and the substantive attorney general is there for everybody to make reference to. What are you talking about, Godfred Dame? If you have any case, if you are competent enough, you can come and cry before the media. Go to the courts. Go and advance your argument in court's room. Remember, the show you are watching is bitter to honor and allow Martin Kpebu and our Godfred Dame Yeboah, you are crying about fair trial. Today you have the guts and the audacity to cry about fair trial. Godfred Dame, who doesn't know your credibility, your conduct as a deputy attorney general and the substantive attorney general under Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, who doesn't know Godfrey Dami, let your record be played back to you. Remember, the show you are watching is bitter too, and this is the reason why at all times when you have the privilege and the opportunity, you must use it honorably. You must use it in a right manner so that you don't end up leaving bad precedents for people to follow. And then when Hanan Abdul Wahab Adiluba has been picked up at Accra International Airport by the security, today you are crying. Enyanshi, your credibility, where is it? Today you are talking about what? Fair trial. Really? Hanan'S Kpebu referred to you. What didn't you do? Didn't you prevent then ACP Dr. Benjamin Agojo from traveling? And you have forgotten. Look, a playback will be played to you. Godfrey Dami, come on, give us a break. Give us a break. The show you're watching is bitter too. Let truth be told. Truth is very bitter. It's like bitter pills. When it's time, you will take it. If today is the first time you are watching the bitter truth on either Ghana Man News YouTube channel or Ghana Man News Facebook, we are humbly pleading with you to subscribe to the channel, click on the notification bell. Let's get interactive. Drop your views about the topic and our discussion in the comment section.
It is because Godfrey Dami is digging up these issues, putting his own conduct in the line. That's how come we have to deflate him, tell him that we don't have short memories. So in the infamous Japa case, Godfrey Dami was caught on tape saying that he had no case against Japa and Atu Forcing, but that, especially for Atu Forcing, it was Ofuriata and President Kufuado who were on his neck, pressing him to get a conviction at all costs so that there will be a by-election at Atu Forcing's constituency. That was when we had the, is it 138, right? Or would you call it, is it 137 MPs for both MPP and NDC? And then so MPP got this majority because they got the Formina MP to work with them. So they needed Atu Forcing's seat badly so that they could have a buffer, right? So he was on tape. It also relates to fair trial. There are other things we could refer to, but at least these two have played out publicly. Agojo, apart from preventing Agojo from traveling, Godfrey Dami told me, and Agojo was standing behind me, that there was no case against Agojo, but he just added Agojo to the coup plotters case to make the case weighty. So such a man is not the right messenger to cry for Hanan. No. It's right, not the right messenger.
So I think the lawyer Martin Kpebu, who was then lawyer for ACP Dr. Benjamin Agozo, may say Dami's credibility as Deputy Attorney General and the Substantive Attorney General in this country, because fairness is something that, look, I mean, there is no fairness, there is no justice in the system. If there is fairness as we speak now, in reality, sometimes, and look, and Attorney General, that Godfrey Dami Yabua wouldn't have even holding on to his law license to be practicing as a lawyer, looking at his conduct, what he did against Japa. Where is Gregory Afoko case? How was it handled? How was Gregory Afoko's case handled? Listen, today, our Godfrey Dami, you are crying about fair trial. You are crying about fair trial. Come on, let someone say it, not you. Let someone talk about or cry for fair trial, but not you, Godfrey Dami Yabua. Let truths be told. Remember the show you are watching. Me say, if there is fairness in the system, your law license, which allows you to practice as a lawyer by now, should have even been revoked. Looking at your conduct, if disciplinary issues are being applied sincerely, your law license by now should have been taken away from you. And enya no kasa masa here and you shouldn't be calling for fair trial. even if you want to call for fair trial, you should have first apologized to the people of this country. It's not everybody that has short memories, so you should have first apologized to Ghanaians and those whom you opposed, and come to talk of it accident.
So now the arrest of Hanan, what I would say is that let's hold our horses because the situation is fluid. When the Attorney General files their papers, because I see Sremsai says they will file papers in court. So when they file, I'm sure TV3 you will get copies. Then we can review, because I don't want to run ahead. You remember in the not too distant past, we were told during the Tokonu hearing that Edukusi was prevented from participating in the first day of the Tokonu hearing, and it amounted to a breach of Justice Tokonu's rights. That's the right to a fair hearing. When the case went to court, the substantive case, it turned out that on that day, Edukusi was excluded because he said he did not have the instructions of ex-Chief Justice Tokonu to represent her, to bind her. You see it. So, and there are other things we've seen before. So, those mistakes have taught me a lesson that I don't need to rush to say some things against the prosecution only for subsequent facts to show that I was running ahead of myself. I'll wait. A day or two will not spoil anything. So now they are.
Missy, when someone is to talk, and yet Godfrey Damio, and yet Godfrey Damio no Kasa, Oma, look, he should give us a break. Omani yam pada ya kanu quarantine. You see, we have placed truth on slaughter board. Young kanu quarantine yano hunti, and then the means I'm in a record. Then to be no bakasa, Missy. Godfrey Damage ne credibility Oba Attorney General Abadina wa nyenchi enkrofo Mande honor kasa or kasafa fair trial atemu pepera atemu onu nda uri edede Oma ya so nkwa edidi ai so nyima yanka nche.
The part I can stick out my neck and say something for Hanan is that I understand his application for habeas corpus. I know if you are coming to it. Yes, that one I support Dami and Hanan 250%. My understanding is that the application is to be heard on Friday. That is too long. That is too long. I think Dr. Dami can move this into abridge the time tomorrow. You can file an application and then apply to Chief Justice so that they can list it and it will be heard tomorrow to abridge the time. Because once Friday has been written as a date to be heard, usually the way that most lawyers we know, I don't know any other way, the main one we know is that he has to abridge the time, and this one they can quickly cause it to be served on the Attorney General, etc. Chief Justice Bafuboni can they will grant so that he will get to go to court tomorrow so that they can hear it tomorrow. It will be very embarrassing to us as a nation if we have to wait till Friday for that application to be heard. It's not on. Look, Mr. Kansa, I can tell you that the technology, rather in this case, it appears to be sending us back. When we started practicing these ex-party kind of applications, you could file it in the morning, and then within 1 hour, 2 hours, you have a court. Like the time that Afenyo Markin did and got in trouble. When we started practicing, you could just go and file. The registrars had authority. They'll give you a court that very morning. Okay? So then later they brought this thing. They say, electronic case management system. It is that system that determines judges. But I also heard recently that they've stopped using it. Whatever it is, it cannot be good practice. It will totally embarrass our criminal justice system if we have to wait till Friday for the application to be heard. It's not good because we have law. Supreme Court says that 48 hours is 48 hours. That's you must bring the accused or the suspect before court within 48 hours. So how can, and this one we admit, this one is habeas corpus. When we say habeas corpus, it means bring out the body. It means that you are holding somebody legally. So bring the person out so that when you come, long story short, even though the state can ask for more time to go and respond, etc., from the way it works, the day you bring the person, if the reasons don't look tenable, then the judge will grant bail. So what I'm saying is that the habeas corpus thing, a lot of the time it is used to get early bail. So if you are to bring the accused or suspect to court within 48 hours, how can an application for habeas corpus now go to 96 hours? It's not good. It's not good for our system. It makes a mockery of our criminal justice system. So this one there, we are all on bended knees, praying that tomorrow Godfrey Dami should take the steps. And we're on bended knees that Chief Justice Bafu Boni, or if he's out of town, the acting Chief Justice in his presence, in his absence, will do the needful so that they will give him a court tomorrow. And remember, the Supreme Court has said that, look, the executive doesn't determine the working hours of the court. So even tomorrow by this time, even if the application will be heard in the night, we pray that it be heard. Because, so I can say, if we don't do that, they say when fire catches your neighbor's beard, you find water for yours. We should not say, oh, yes, we all know the bad things they did when the MPP was in government, etc. But this one, we are looking at the personal liberties. We don't know tomorrow. No matter how long it takes, one day MPP will be back. So it's better that we have that in mind so that we don't behave like they would never come. So do anything to MPP people. No. That is not the way to build a country. So we will forget about what they did whilst they were in office and pray that we straighten it, make the system better so that all of us will feel safe. Otherwise, we don't know. We don't know tomorrow. But the part I can...
At what lawyer Martin Kpebu, an objective, fair-minded legal practitioner, what he's talking about at the time where he has to point it out to ineptitude Godfrey Dami Yeboah, point his attitude, his orchestrations, the conduct that he exhibited as Deputy Attorney General and the substantive Attorney General Hanan'S did not lose on him. He reminded his conduct, and quickly where he felt that how Hanan is being handled, and the courts or the court must handle him in a manner that will not infringe on his rights. Martin Kpebu has been an objective legal practitioner. He speaks his mind. He speaks what needed to be spoken of. And that's someone Oracle. Messi Godfrey Dami crying for fair trial. Look, what's it? It's a review of what's Nasha Wansa. Just listen to what lawyer Suini has for him.
Bella, you see, for when I listened to the former AG, I was worried, and that is that if Hanan is listening, or any of his family members are listening, even the choice of the Godfrey Adami as counsel is not strategic.
How?
Oh, he comes with a lot of baggage.
Oh, come on.
He comes with, you see, in politics and in law, even in determining your representation, you must be meticulous and you must consider all other factors as to whether indeed the choice of counsel will help your case. It is critical. And in terms of ethics, it raises also another fundamental issue. It is the same Godfrey Dami who told us in that interview that he has been denied access to his client. Mm-hmm. And you know our ethics counsel. So on what basis has he already proceeded to indicate that the client did not attempt to have access to the accounts? How did he get that information? If you are already out there denying on behalf of your client and you have not spoken with your client according to you because you were denied access, so on what basis are you putting up a defense of denial in terms of a claim that he attempted to access that account? On what basis?
He's been in touch with his client prior to the attempted travel. So what if he's aware of every move this client may have made?
Yes, I am telling you that, but until this arrest, he did not know that the state was onto him, and that maybe the state had information that there was an attempted access of his what's the name of the bank? Republic Bank account. Yes. That's the assumption, because he says that he has not spoken to the client, and we all got wind of the information when the Attorney General announced publicly
that indeed they had to pick up Mr. Hanan Aludiba on the basis of A, B, C, and D. Yes. And my question is, as legal counsel, and this is where ethics comes to play, you have not spoken to your client. Whether your client attempted to access it or not, you do not know. So why are you putting your client in the box by jumping to put up a defense when you have not had access of engaging your client, according to you? Or counsel, I'm lying. It is critical.
Okay.
Because your job is to listen to your client and advise appropriately.
But what
and
he
give
says,
him all the legal options.
What?
Bella, you see.
And so I'd say, you've heard what lawyer Sweeney is also referring to. Godfrey Dammy's posture. He said it comes with a lot of baggage. I mean, for someone to speak for Hanan, Abdul Wahab, and Diliba, it should not be, Godfrey Dammy calling for fair trial at this time. He should not. I mean, look, for cry out loud, it should not be Godfrey Dammy. It should be someone with credibility, at least, that people can listen to. Looking at what Godfrey Dammy did as Attorney General to others, he is not the one who should be calling for this. Remember, the show you are watching is Bitter Truth. If today is the first time that you are watching the show, kindly subscribe to the channel. Click on the notification bell on YouTube, so that anytime we have a show, you'll be notified to be part of it. Kindly feel free, drop your comments. Opinions are like noses. You have one, let's hear from you. Kindly drop it in the comment section. Thank you for using your data and time to watch the show. Remember, it is the bitter truth. Truth is bitter. It must be truth. Former President Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo said, we should not be spectators but citizens. Join us to be citizens. Send you those can I no kwame dwumedi a kaidam penyefo so no kware ne kai kana wana baka no kware yabaka. Yes, to show day. Subscribe to Ghana Band News YouTube channel. Me andoma no do dem no be yezi dwuma wa bonke na also do wenyimdi na wadwin check na bata dwumedi eche. For wadwin check for to comment section feel free. Check ma afofo so wonye bi wanhwe na wonte za oreka nanan o send nyansa onye ba akofo ni tirim kaide former president Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo si mama yenye mohwaze fo nyimu yenye etimamfo kanokwa redwumedi hu banyenye etimamfo penyefo se no kwawo hwei ayawen ne kaso ye kana wana baka no kwami ya baka ya da se de eze womber na wo data ahwadwumedi onye den ye wo china nyame onhraw ta ahwadwumedi